a sense, Tom, about just the turnaround and getting ready for Brad?
Well, it was a quick turnaround. You know, we got back probably, I don't know, 11:30 on Sunday night, and we couldn't do much Monday, but we had a very good practice Tuesday, and a nice little practice this morning. As far as going over the last-minute details, we'll get some shots up today and be ready to go. You know, I guess it's the same for most people, although if you didn't play Sunday or Saturday, then it's not.
Tom, what do you know about Bradley? What do you expect?
Well, I really I know Brian well, and I really like the what he's doing with that team. To start out 0-5, change the lineup a little bit. Guards are lethal. You know, Brown and Kennel are both can shoot it from anywhere in the city limits, and that's big. And they've got a 6'9" kid who can shoot it, so that means that there's shooters. And when you got shooters, I think if there are upsets, they happen with three-point shooting and maybe not being ready to play. I think we'll be ready to play, but they've got some shooters that can shoot it.
Tom, the coach said...
How much do you expect this to be a track meet maybe too, because they're pretty good in transition. You guys are good in transition.
I hope it is. That'd be our kind of game. Maybe their kind of game, so we'll both run up and down the court. Maybe, you could worry that we have a few less bodies, but at the same time, I think what we're going to do is, we'll just get some officiating timeouts. We can do that now, and we can get our rest that way.
Tom, the Bradley coach said that your team is so consistent because they're stars in their roles. Is that the biggest compliment? Maybe
I'd say that's a good statement. Our stars are in roles. Our stars are no egos, and I think we're a pretty connected team. But when you have an egoless team, it makes it easier. Because nobody's worried about what this guy does, what that guy does. We're worried about winning. And I think we have been pretty consistent. I guess that would be the best word for us this year. If you look at our offensive, defensive efficiencies, we've stubbed our toe now and then on a couple of things, but for the most part, I think we have been consistent.
After last year with the week off in between a tournament, do you like this rhythm a lot better?
No, I don't like no days off. We've had the extremes. That's a great point. Last year we did have a solid week and we got beat on Saturday, so did we play on Friday then?
I don't know.
So I almost had 2 weeks off, whereas this year, playing till Sunday night, I'd like a little more time. If it was a perfect world, but it's not a perfect world, so I'm satisfied with where we are and what we are.
Sorry, one of the things that X said to me Sunday in Chicago after you guys won that game was, as we go into the tournament, people are maybe overlooking us. We're kind of, there aren't the same expectations and pressure. Do you see that? Is that something this team can use, even if they believe it or not?
I hope we're not playing the poor team that didn't get a 1 seed or that didn't get respected. We're not playing that card at all. If they don't respect us, good, and if they do respect us, that's even better, because that's where I want the program. Overlook. Probably with the exposure Duke has gotten, maybe everybody overlooks everybody but them. But I don't feel like we've been necessarily overlooked, and I don't think...
Maybe not the same expectations. Sorry, I may have kind of misphrased that to you.
Well, you have a tendency to do that once.
But just that people aren't saying, this is a Final Four team, the pressure may not be the same as it's been in the past.
Yeah, that's probably true, but they've been saying that all year. This team isn't good enough to win the league. This team isn't good enough to beat this team. And, we've kind of done that. I don't think we've done it and said, hey, I told you so. We understand who we are and what we are. Our margin for error is tinier than I can put on my fingers, but it's been that way all year. And I guess there's been a couple times it's taken on its own life too. You lose Kyle, he's playing 18 minutes a game. You lose Cueto, you lose this guy, you lose that guy. But for the most part, our margin for error has been very slim all year. To their credit, they played under that either pressure or I don't know what the word would be, but they've handled it very well, and I don't see why that should change now. what are we going to do? Get the coach hurt? They'll be fine without that. If everybody else is healthy, we'll be fine.
Tom, you talked this time of year about having that one-and-done mentality. Have you seen your team kind of adopt that there?
Well, I haven't. Like I said, this turnaround has been faster than ever in my history of me being the coach here. Just because of Sunday night to Thursday. I mean, I played on Friday. I'll bet you 90% of the times in this tournament, and not always going till Sunday. So this is new territory for us a little bit, but. So I can't say we've been in a one-and-done mentality playing for the Big Ten championship, then the Big Ten tournament championship, and then this, and that's the beauty of it. That's what prepares you for one-and-done in this tournament. But in the tournament, it's one-and-done forever. The McQuaids and the Kenny Goinses don't get to lace them up again. So how that hits them, I don't know. I haven't noticed anything yet. I've noticed a pretty good focus, and that's really the key for me.